We Predacons forbid you to watch this video if you are under the age of 13. That means you must click the box and exit the video. Yes. But if you continue to watch, it shall avail you not. No. For now the power gauntlet has been cast. Predacons, terrorize!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Input. And I know it's been a while since I've done one of these customization tutorial type of situations. Last one I did was how to paint the tracks purple on your Combiner Wars Unite Warriors Devastator. But, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? So I figured in this one, I would show you guys how to make chrome paint. Chrome colored paint. Yes, you heard that right. To turn any color that you want into a chromed version of itself. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to take my TFCC Ultra Mammoth here, which is a phenomenal figure, and we're going to paint these missile racks red. Much like the Nemesis Prime back here that has the missile racks red. But we're not going to paint any of the adjacent detail, just the missiles themselves. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to paint them in red chrome. So let's dig into it. Alright guys, so what are you going to need for something like this? Well, it's actually really simple. You're going to need a Molotow chrome pen, and this is the smallest tip that you can get, and for smaller details like this, this is what I recommend you guys using. And here's the beauty part, a Sharpie. I know, that's it. These are the only two things that you are going to need. Now, if you really want to do paint instead of a Sharpie, that's no problem at all. You can also get the glaze coats from Citadel Paints. Now what these are just a translucent, in this case translucent red. They also do make translucent yellow and a bunch of other colors as well. Like right here, here's the translucent yellow. And basically, if you guys rather use paint instead of Sharpie, this is a perfect way to do it as well. The reason why I choose Sharpie for this over the paint is, well, twofold. Sharpies come in more colors than the Citadel paints do, and, well, I like the way the metallic sheen is with the Sharpies. It's a bit deeper color than it will be with the paints, and that's why I choose the Sharpies instead of the paint. Now I do use the paint every so often, but not all the time, and I'll show you guys an example right meow. So here we have my custom Street Star, and don't worry about what's going on back here. They're frozen in time. So yeah, I was able to freeze that fight. So don't worry about that. But as you can see, here's my custom Street Star from Operation Combination. And as you can see, I did the yellow has that chrome look to it, and I did it the same exact way. So this is the yellow paint over the chrome. But like I said, I'm going to show you guys how to use the Sharpie. But it's the same exact way of doing it. Now, the reason why I use the paint here instead of the Sharpie is, well, I had the yellow in paint form. I didn't have it in a Sharpie. And as you can see, a lot of the detail on the headlight area for the chest, so this section right here, has a lot of raised detail. And I really wanted the paint to get in there. And the paint was able to get in there a lot better than a Sharpie would. So, and then the reason why I used it on the back was to color match the front. Pretty simple stuff, right? So that's Street Star, and I'm going to show you guys that technique. And like I said, they're frozen in time. Nothing to worry about right here. What's going on back there. So try to get him standing back up. You know, if you guys own this big convoy mold, you guys know he leans forward just a little bit. So what you're going to do is take your chrome pin, right? And you're just going to fill in the details right around here that you want. Now, this process does take a little while to do because you need to let the chrome dry before you put the Sharpie or the paint onto it. So, I'm going to chrome this side up and chrome both sides up, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so now I've got the missile racks all chromed up, and really, honestly, if you really wanted to stop here, if you're doing your Ultra Mammoth figure, but I was saying, I was really tempted to stop here because I love the contrast of the chrome against the white on his head and on his shoulders and the white on the tusk and stuff. I love the contrast. But this isn't a video about how to chrome something. It's about how to color chrome something, right? So once you get to this point, you're just going to want to leave the figure to sit until all of it fully dries. Because if you don't, what will end up happening, you can let it dry for roughly an hour or so, but the problem is that the chrome is not fully hardened yet. So what you actually end up doing is removing a part of the top part of the chrome, the paint of the chrome, and since it's super soft underneath there, you end up actually smearing it around, and you end up making the Sharpie, the ink from the Sharpie pool in certain places. And basically, if you don't know what a pooling is, it's just a puddle. So you get really dark spots throughout what you're trying to do. So at this point, you're really going to want to have the chrome dry fully. And that could take about 2 weeks or so. So this is a very much so a long-term type of modification or customization. Very long-term because of, like I said, 2 weeks. So, like I said, at this point, you're just going to want to let this sit for 2 weeks and fully harden, and then come back to it with your Sharpie. Now, the cool thing about this is it takes no time to modify, no time to paint or anything like that. Doing something like this on this size, this took me like 30 seconds just to chrome the 10 missile pods. And it's going to take roughly that. So, while I know some people are thinking, man, it's going to take 2 weeks, but it can be done within a minute, right? Just the actual chroming and the coloring of the chrome and stuff. Alright guys, so now that the Molotov chrome pen paint has dried, as you can see, I went ahead and I just colored one of these missile pods with the red Sharpie. And just wanted to show you guys exactly what it looks like before I do the rest of them. Kind of, like a before and after kind of thing, or you know what I'm saying, right? So as you see, the over the top layer combined with the under layer gives it a nice red chrome type of look to it. Now you can do this with a translucent paint as well, or you can do it with the Sharpie like I'm doing here. Reason why I'm doing it with the Sharpie is because, with a pen you've got more control over what you're doing than with a brush. I'll be right back. I'm going to do the rest of them, and I'll show you what it looks like after that. Alright guys, as you see, missile pods are fully painted up, and he has a nice red metallic sheen to these missile pods. You see the lights kind of hitting it right there and bouncing off of it. Basically, the idea or the exploit for this to work is whatever color is underneath your main color, so your base color, whatever color you use, the color over that usually shares the similar properties to the base color. So if you do, say, a white primer and you go over it with red, then the red comes out slightly brighter, more vibrant. And if you use a black primer or a dark gray primer, then it's the opposite effect. It's a darker red when the light hits it, stuff like that. So basically, this exploits that and uses the chrome as a base and makes the red layer on top of it somewhat metallic and chrome looking. So yeah, it's a really simple mod. It takes a while to do, like I said, because you have to wait for the Molotov chrome to dry, and that usually takes anywhere between about a week to 2 weeks, depending on, you know, temperature and all that stuff that you're doing this at. So as always, guys, experiment, and as you can see, I missed one right here, so I'll have to go back and correct that. But I think he looks great. As always, guys, happy customizing. Enjoy your figures. You know, make them what you want them to be. And I will see you guys next video. And I hope you found this one really helpful and very informative. And I'll see you guys next round. Stay kind to each other. Love you guys out there. And cut it out. Later, guys.